We're still working on all the fundamental skating, but we've changed drills again. I call this drill the triangle drill. All it is 3 cones, but this is going to be very realistic to how you'll be playing in net. So just imagine, you can even do this inside the net if you really want to. Imagine this goalie is in a crease, and there's a net behind them. Okay? So all we're doing is pretending that there's a crease here, and they're moving around the crease. So the box drill is very good to start learning how to do those pivots and rotations constantly. But most of those pivots and rotations are over-exaggerated. Now, the key is, since they over-exaggerated them, they should be able to learn how to do any kind of pivot and rotate anywhere inside the net. But when we start doing the triangle, all the pivots are going to be slightly smaller, and definitely going to be more realistic. But all the same rules apply. The goalie starts in their good stance, they continue to turn their head, they follow it with their body, they pivot their feet, they get their strong pushes, they stop hard. Everything remains the same, except the pivots and the pushes need to be little short bursts. So instead of doing very huge extensions for very large power, very large pivots, we're going to change everything up and do everything much, much smaller. So we're going to do T pushes first. She looks, she pushes, she stops in a good stance like in a net. Now, these are forward pivots. We've been working a lot on back pivots. On these pivots here, all you have to do is turn your foot. So we're going to pretend that she is actually on a post of a net right here. Her foot's on the post. She has to push out to get to the top of the crease. Now, you don't need to pivot backwards. All you have to do is turn your lead leg, your lead foot, in a forward position, and you'll find yourself to get back on top of the crease, back in a good stance. She turns her head, she pivots, her pushing foot turns, stops hard in a good stance, looks, pivots, stops hard in a good stance. But still constantly, in all these pivots, you have to watch this pushing foot. So she looks, her shoulders turn, her lead leg turns, and her pushing foot turns as well, lining up and falling through on her toe. Boom. Plenty of power right there. Always stopping in a good stance on their lead leg and dragging their back leg with them to hold that good stance right when they stop.